Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kristyna.
And this is our podcast, Let's Chew the Fat. Hi. We're back with a long distance episode. This time we're both home now. And we're going to talk about that a little bit in the first part. And in the main part, we're going to talk about our classes this past semester, how our first impressions, how they changed, how we survived, and how it all ended.
So you're using a new platform. It's called Riverside, and I just randomly discovered it the other day. But it should be great for recording long distance because we wanted to continue doing a video. But with like the way we were doing it, now that I think about it, the way we were doing it like last year, it was super complicated, right? Even without the video.
It was chaotic. I mean, we were just FaceTiming each other, but then we had to make sure that you couldn't actually hear the FaceTime audio in the mic, but we still had to hear it in our ear.
Yeah, and sometimes we would forget to like put on headphones, and so it would be double, and it was all weird. So hopefully this works.
It would be like a huge delay. Like when I would be editing, I would say something, and then there would be silence, and then you would reply. So hopefully this is better.
Yeah. Right. So let's get into the recap. I mean, I've been home for almost a month. You've been home for like a couple of days.
Yes. Oh God, that's true.
And what I've been doing is basically doing my internship, which has been, no, I wanted to say roller coaster, but it wasn't that dramatic. I mean, in the beginning,
the whole process was, I guess.
It still is.
It still is,
contract still isn't signed, which I'm not supposed to start the internship until the contract between my company and my university is signed. I'm almost done. I have like 2 days left, and the contract it's still not signed, which makes me super angry because we sent them the contracts, like the newly printed and newly signed because they had issues, contracts like 2 weeks ago, and they still hasn't said anything. I already even sent them an email like asking, hello, did you get it? And nobody has answered.
I think they're on vacation.
Oh, that makes sense. But I mean,
although it doesn't make sense because honestly, like the secondary exams, the extraordinary exams and everything, they've only just ended. Like there's still stuff happening at the university. They're still sending out the newsletters and everything. So that doesn't really make sense either now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully one day it'll get done because I do want to get credits for it.
It'd be nice.
I mean, I will be super angry if I don't get it in the end.
I think you will.
No, I hope so. So I've just been doing literally my internship, which, I mean, I don't know what I expected, but I did not expect such like a regular time schedule, you know, because I never know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go, because I work in like a news agency, which is that they send me just to random events. I said I like culture, so I like do more culture. And they just send me to events and I write the thing. I don't know what it's called in English. Maybe it's a report, but I don't think so. Because it's just like bare facts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But these events, like they can happen at 10 in the morning, but they can also happen at 10 in the evening, which happened the other day.
Kristyna loves.
And I mean, I wouldn't mind if I at least knew somehow like ahead so I can plan, you know, my stuff around that. So basically I could not plan anything during this month. I would do everything very last minute.
Including this recording session.
Exactly. Because I didn't know when I'm going to go to work today. And then in the end, I go only in the afternoon so we could record now. So that has been very uncomfortable for me. Because I'm not used to that. I don't really like that. I mean, it's just I wanted to do like more things that just go to work, you know? I wanted to read. I wanted to do some adjustments in my room. But I don't know when I'm going to have time for it.
But I feel like you've been doing a lot.
I have. It's just super last minute.
Yeah.
Which I guess is fine.
You're just fitting it into like the little space that you do have in between work. Yeah.
Yeah. And then from time to time, what would happen is that I would finish my work early, but then I went home and I would be exhausted. I can't tell you how exhausted I go home and I take naps now. which is
Oh
crazy.
God, that's crazy.
Like super exhausted. Because I mean, these past 2 weeks, I've also been going to physical therapy at 7 in the morning because I didn't have anywhere else to fit it, so I had to come at 7 in the morning. So it's just been very, very crazy, but also super fun, to be honest. And I'm glad I forced myself to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds super interesting.
And you've been traveling so much.
And me,
You've become me.
Exactly. I turned into Kristyna from May. Yeah, I mean, I had one more week in Madrid when you'd already left, and I just kind of explored all the places that I never had time to go to. I went to Toledo, I went to Aranjuez, all those places with my with my friend who was living in Madrid for like a couple of weeks from my hometown. So we did all the touristy stuff together, and then I went to London primarily to see Harry Styles, which was which was amazing. Obviously, the concert was incredible. But we went for like 4 or 5 days, so we also had time to explore the city. And I realized that I do not remember anything. Like I went to London when I was 15, but apparently I forgot all of it. I don't know, or maybe it's just changed. But it was super nice. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, and the weather was beautiful. I mean, it was insanely hot, and I only brought one dress. And other than that, I brought long pants, which was a mistake because it was like 30, 35 degrees. Yeah. I don't know. I
Oh
don't know.
my
I was just like, I'm going
God.
to the north. I'm going to the north. But the
Yeah, I
north
mean, the
was
weather
hotter than
has been
Madrid.
crazy everywhere. Like here, it's been in the 30s
Yeah.
these last like 2 weeks, and I've been dying. But then, like one day comes when it's just 20 and you're cold. It's crazy.
Exactly. So I wasn't prepared for that, but it's okay. I just wore the same dress over and over again. And it was really nice. And then I came back to Madrid for 2 days. That's when I packed, got my life in order. And then we took the bus to Lisbon, my friend from Switzerland and I.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent a week there and we explored the city. We also took some day trip. I just wanted to go to the beach. Really, that's all I ever want to do. So we also spent one day at a beach town. I think it's called like Cascais.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I realized they're just literally Portuguese, the most confusing language to me because it makes so much sense when it's written. Like I understand most of it when it's written. Like sometimes I would think it was Spanish because like joven, like I didn't realize. Then you hear somebody pronouncing it. I'm like, where the hell do all of these letters come from? I don't know. There's a ch everywhere. There's a sh everywhere. It was so confusing, and I really did not. I was a bit lost, but it was
Mm-hmm.
fine. But yeah, we went to Picha, we went to Sintra. My friend really likes castles, and in that town there's like
Oh.
5 different castles. So we went to see all those castles. I mean, we didn't go inside. We don't have the money for that kind of stuff. But we looked at them from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was really nice. And then I came home, and now I've been home for like 5 days, and it's been really nice. The weather's been beautiful. I went to the lake. I'm forcing everybody to go to the lake with me. I've been able to see most of my friends. Somehow it's all worked out this time that I've been able to meet up. And yeah, went on a hike. It was really nice.
I
So yeah,
want
that's
to
my
just
life.
quickly like talk about our transition from like coming home from Madrid to our hometown. How has it been for you?
Honestly, very easy. It
Right?
just keeps getting easier. Like this time, like this is the longest time I've ever been away. Like this time I was gone for almost 6 months because we had to go earlier because of the exam, and then I also stayed a bit longer than I usually do. So I
Mm-hmm.
was gone for the longest time, but I walked home. I was like, it felt like I never left. Like, because the first time I went home, like my apartment felt weird. Everything felt weird. I was like, here I am back again. Everything's the same. Like the transition like, I also didn't feel like I hadn't seen people in a long time. It was pretty
Wait, but
simple, honestly.
didn't your mom move to a new place? Or did
No,
that already happen? What?
no, it might happen.
Oh, but it hasn't happened yet.
No. It's
Oh,
up
okay.
in near. No, but
Okay,
same
okay.
place, same place.
Okay. I mean, for
What about
me,
you?
the transition, I feel like it hasn't even happened. Like, it's
Yeah.
super weird, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because, like, I dove straight into doing things. Like, literally, I came Saturday night, and that evening, my friend picked me up with my sister, and we picked her sister up, and then we went to like a thing here in my village where there was, I don't even know what that event was, but there was some kind of event. So I saw a lot of people there already. And then the next day we had something. I can't remember what it was, but I remember we had some other. Oh, was it my baby's birthday? Maybe. I don't know. Something was happening. And then on Monday, I started my internship. So I feel like I didn't have time to like stop and think about anything.
Yeah.
And the transition was just super natural, I guess. Maybe I got used to like switching in between places. I feel
I
like
think
still
so.
here, it's easier than like when we go to Madrid again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it made me happy because I was a little bit like every time I go to Madrid or I go home, I am a little bit scared because, you know, we never know what to expect, what our brain is going to do.
Yeah.
But like I said, like I feel like I didn't even have time to think about it, which is great.
Yeah, sometimes it's better when you just dive right in. Otherwise, you have time to contemplate things and
I think that's
too
why
much
it was
into things.
Yeah, why it was hard for me last year because I literally didn't have anything planned. And so I just came home and I think my sisters were still going to work or to school, my parents as well. So I would be by myself a lot.
That happened to me last time too.
Yeah. Which if you don't have anything planned, you're just like sitting on your bed at home thinking, which we can't be doing. And I guess you don't know what to do with yourself. I don't know.
Especially since I feel like at the end of the semester in Madrid, we're always pretty go, go, go because you have a lot going on academically. You also kind of want to try to meet up with your friends one last time. And like, you know, like it's always go, go, go. So then when you come home, it's not only the transition, but it's also like the weird time after exam seasons where you're just kind of like, who am I? Who am I without the stress of exams, you know? And then it's like double the difficulty, basically.
Yeah. So it has been like very different, I think. And I'm curious to see how I feel during the summer because now I already have started thinking about like, oh, I'm already done with like a month of my summer at home almost.
Which is crazy because I only just got home.
I know. But at the same time, I'm not stressed about it and I'm like calming myself down because I'm like, it's fine. Like, you love it in Madrid. It's not like you're dreading going back, maybe like last year. And I even miss, like, that's so crazy to me. Like, when I hear some Spanish song or I see some videos and pictures, I'm like, oh, I miss my Madrid.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And it's super scary because I'm getting very attached even to the people there. And I don't want to have homes. Like multiple homes in multiple different countries and places. It's super scary to me.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen.
It is.
I've been thinking so much about graduation and it terrifies me. It terrifies me.
Yeah.
But well,
so, we'll see.
Problem for another time.
That was really nice. Because
right?
we only hear the like music interlude when we're editing, and now we had to play it live because that's how the program is. Will there be the video as well while the interlude is playing? Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll see me just vibing to the song. So let's recap. Oh, my introduction. Okay, so we will talk about our classes from this past semester. You know what we wanted to do? We wanted to listen to the episode in the beginning of the semester where we were saying our predictions about the classes after like having 1 week or something.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't do
Plans
that.
change.
That's just life. You have to go along with it. But we're gonna like reflect on it, what we thought about it. Maybe if we remember a little bit of what we were thinking in the beginning, and then how it went downhill from there, basically. So let's get into it. I don't even remember the classes we had. Let's start with something easy. Was anything easy though? I don't think so.
I mean, the easiest, I guess, was online journalism.
Yeah. I mean, we had the same professor as last semester. We had him for radio journalism, and he basically adapted like the same way of teaching for this class.
Less stressful though.
Yeah, I was gonna say we did way less like practical exercises outside of the class, which is really nice.
Thank God.
We did
That
only
would have killed me.
one interview this semester, which was enough already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I would rate this class very positively. I know a lot of our classmates don't like this professor,
but I do.
Me too. I don't know. Like, he is a little bit weird with like evaluation, maybe.
Oh.
But I mean, that's just how it is. Like, I feel like he's winging it a lot of the time, which I don't
all of the
mind.
Time. No.
But I don't mind it because it's not like he's giving you a 2 if you deserve an 8, you know? It just may be a little bit out of like some regular style that you could see.
Yeah.
But I don't care. You know, as we always say, I'm happy I passed. I don't care about the grades.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is with this class, I feel like we went into it pretty calmly because like we felt like we know the professor, we know what to expect. It's going to be pretty much the same. It was pretty much the same except for easier, which thank God. And I like it. I like it because he has a lot of experience. Like, he's very passionate about things, so he can tell us about that. And we did like one big project, which was fine.
He's very up to date with like the new technology and what is connected to journalism and our classes. Because, I mean, we probably mentioned it a couple of times, but we love that the professors are actually people from that profession. Like, they're doing it, and then somehow part-time they're also teaching at a university, which I feel like is the best approach.
Yeah.
And I think this should be like that in like all universities, all classes, if that's possible, because that's the best way to learn, like from a person who's actually doing it. And he even, like, we talked about ChatGPT and AI, and I loved what he had to say about that, because he was like, well, I don't know everything about it because it's going to be more for you guys, and you are going to use it, and you are going to be like living during that time where it's like very big. But let's talk about it. Like, tell me what you use it for, blah, blah, blah. And I loved that because it was like a genuine discussion where he did acknowledge that he doesn't know everything about it. And, you know, it was just like a conversation, which I really liked.
No, I like it. And for every piece of theory, he had like a personal anecdote, and that's the way you remember it. Like, the final exam was very much like if you came to class, you'd be fine, which I love. You're not sitting at home learning theory that you were never even taught in class, you know? So honestly, really like that class.
Like, for the exam, we didn't even study almost at all. We had, I remember, one afternoon where we just went through this one master document that he created, and we, like, it was available for us the whole time. We were working with it, and we just went through it, like, learned, maybe memorized some terms, but that was all. And we knew the things in the exam because we did it in practice. And that is the chef's kiss. I love that.
Yes. Yeah. If you go to class, if you do the practices, you're gonna pass, and that's how it should be, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that we complained about was that we would go to classes, and we had it Wednesday morning, I think, like 3 hours in a row, because we had the theoretical and practical one together. And it was so dreadful sometimes. It would feel like 10 hours. I was super tired in the morning, always.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was difficult.
Yeah, I guess because we didn't do a lot of practice stuff, like, it was really just 3 hours of the same thing, which is obviously too much.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
Next one is spreadsheets.
TV?
Let's get spreadsheets out of the Let's just get rid of it. So,
I always forget about it.
I mean, you know, you block the negative trauma. in your head. Because it was trauma.
It
I
was.
swear to you, it was the worst class I've probably ever taken. Was it the hardest
And we've
one?
taken back classes.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was.
I mean, I would compare it to law from last semester, which even then, I feel like we did better than this.
We did.
Because also, we had so much to do for spreadsheets, and it was only a 3-credit class. Mind you, we have 3 and 6 credit classes, and the one for 3 are usually like electives or like the quote-unquote less important ones.
Without final exams a lot of the time.
But this was insane. We had so much to do. We did exercises like bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Which were horrible. Like, they were super difficult to do. No slides, no internet would help. We would do it for hours and hours and hours, sometimes even days. And in the end, the best part about this is
I don't even want to talk about that.
They were never considered for anything.
Yep.
I don't think
anybody ever looked at them.
Yeah. Which is amazing, of course. And the thing is, it didn't even help us for the exam in the end, like, at all.
No, I don't. This class makes me so angry. And we had a final project that was us doing stuff that we were never taught, which is not what a final. Like, he literally said in class, "We never looked at this, but it is easy."
And it was not easy.
It was not easy. It was the most difficult thing I have ever done. And the only way we were able to do it was because, like, the internet or whatever. And Paula in our group. Yeah. I mean, without Paula, I don't know where we would be, honestly.
Yeah.
We would be retaking the class next semester.
Yeah.
But horrible. Just absolutely horrible.
And with that, we also had then, like, some Spock quizzes, which apparently is some platform from a university where they record these videos about the topics from the class, and then you do like these quizzes, which were fine technically. I didn't mind, but I mean, I don't know. And then
unnecessary.
Yeah. And then we also had like in-class quizzes and exams during the semester. Then we had final project, then we had final exam. All of this for a freaking 3-credit class.
Yeah.
And we had like the combination of online classes. Well, most of them are online. Then if we went in for the in-class exam, we would go presentially. But other than that, it was all online, which did not work for me at all. Like, for this class, I think it didn't work specifically. Because you need to show the people, like, how you do it. And then he would just click through some, like, documents. Sometimes he wasn't even aware that he didn't do that. So we were like, hello, are we supposed to, like, see something? So,
I mean, otherwise I can just watch YouTube videos. No, like, all of that information is online. I don't need to be going to class if it's just going to be, like, watching a YouTube video, basically.
Yeah. So I hated this class with all of my being. And the worst thing is, like, with other classes, usually I feel like at least it gave me something, you know? Like, law was horrible, but I learned some interesting stuff. It pushed me with my Spanish. I learned some new vocabulary, but with this one, I don't think I will ever use what I learned in spreadsheets. Or if I do, like, I'm going to forget anyway, so I'm going to Google it, I'm going to watch a video, and then I'm going to use the one specific formula or whatever that I will need.
Yeah.
You know?
Because we had to memorize all of these formulas for what, you know? Nobody has them all memorized.
Ugh, trauma. But it's behind us. We all passed. Even in the end, I got a really good grade, which I was like, how? I mean, at least some reward, I guess. I don't know.
Other thing about this class is you had to pass, like, this time around. Because otherwise there wouldn't be, like, a secondary exam. Like, you would just have to retake the class, which was obviously, like, terrifying, you know?
Terrifying.
I mean, I don't know what I would do, but, like, I would not be going, I don't know. I would refuse to go to class or something like that. I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, same.
But yeah. It's over, it's done. Then we had television. Like news television, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Televisión Informativa, which was kind of similar to radio last year. I don't know. It was very practical. It was like one class theory, which was okay, nothing crazy. And then we would do basically throughout the entire semester, we had our little groups. This is difficult to explain because he couldn't explain it either. I only really understood what we were doing towards the end of the semester.
Yeah,
But we would
same.
go out and we would do different like little news clips on different topics. Then in the end, we came together and we had like a 20-minute news program with these different news segments. And that was like our final project. We had different roles like cameraman, the person who clicks play, the news anchors, and so on and so forth. And we put all of those clips together that we worked on the entire semester and done. So it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it. I mean, I feel like the way it was split up was a little weird because we didn't do a lot in the beginning in terms of like working on that project. And then towards the end, we had to do like 2 news pieces in the time span of like 2 weeks, which was insane. Like finding the topics, finding the people to talk to, going to the actual place and filming. It got a bit stressful towards the end, but I feel like I learned a lot. And
Yeah. It scared me a lot in the beginning because I just, like, I feel like now I feel, again, a little bit more comfortable in my Spanish, or at least, like, I don't care if anybody thinks something bad about me. They probably even don't, you know? I mean, I hope so.
Most likely not.
But we just saw, like, the syllabus or the document with all the assignments and stuff, and I remember this specific one where we have to like stand in front of a camera and we have to talk, and it has to be like all of us, you know, because I was thinking, okay, maybe I can be the cameraman, maybe I can, you know, something like that, because I also thought that it's without preparing the text or having to memorize it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, huh, I'm screwed. What am I going to do? I was terrified. But in the end, the way it played out, it was completely fine. I was even the anchor, is what it's called, in our TV program, and I loved it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Everyone was super nice to me. Like whenever I would, you know, my tongue would be tied or something, everyone would be like, yeah, just like calm down, it's fine, we can do it again. Like they were super nice.
Yeah.
And I liked that class. It was interesting.
Yeah. No, I was scared in the beginning because of the Spanish too. As you said, I also thought they would like judge the language more. You know, like they would be like, oh, you need to speak like this for TV, so it needs to be super like this and this and this. We never really, it was more about other stuff than that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I learned not a lot. I realized I don't know anything about TV news because I never watched it, which was a little bit of a disadvantage, I guess. But it was good. It was fine.
And even the theory for the final exam wasn't anything crazy because it was, again, like super practical. It was types of reporters, like a foreign correspondent.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is in
Freelancer,
English.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And so it was interesting and it made sense. It wasn't anything like weird that we would have to memorize. So, I mean, we were super stressed anyways, obviously, for the final exam. Yeah. And I did mix up some things because there were a lot of like categories or something where you would like list things and then I would like mix them up and everything. But it was happens. Fine.
Yeah. And then we had, the only thing I can think of is design thinking.
What else was there?
I feel like there was something else. We had another 6 credit class, no?
Newspaper design.
Oh, God. Okay.
I mean, that one was something.
An adventure.
I feel like that one was a roller coaster. Because in the beginning, the first couple of classes, we didn't do much from practice. We did a lot of like theory, not even history, I don't think, like kind of interesting theory. And then
Kristyna wasn't there.
That's true. I mean, I had like 1 or 2 classes of that. And then I think the practical, we didn't do much in the beginning. We just like, he showed us the InDesign program that we were going to work with.
Well, we did, excuse me, we did small exercises just to kind of figure out
test
the
it out.
theory.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, we just dove into this stressful practice where he was like, okay, there's a deadline in 2. If you send it to me at 2:01, you're done. I don't accept like late assignments, stuff like that. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And I've never used this program in my life before. Like Lauren, for example, used it at work, I think you said, or the apprenticeship.
Yeah, I had it in my apprenticeship. I had a class.
So you at least like knew something. I had no clue about anything, and we were supposed to do this assignment in like 60 minutes and hand it in and everything. And I was like, what is happening? And this happened, I think, like 2 or 3 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Mm-hmm.
so it was super stressful. And then I feel like it calmed down a bit again.
Well, then we did freaking nothing for a while.
Yeah, we did nothing, and then in the end, he was like, we're gonna do this project. I'm not gonna give you instructions yet because he didn't know them by then. And then when he slowly like started giving them to us, like week by week, he would change something, and I had to do my final project super fast and super early because then I had the whole May traveling thing, so I needed to do it as soon as possible. I didn't even have the program on my computer. In the end, I did download it because there was some free trial, but I don't know, I wanted to avoid that. And then, so I would be almost done with my project, and he would come, and he would be like, oh, by the way, you need to implement this. And I was like, but where do I put it now? Like, I already laid it out. And he was like, just change things around. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. It was something. I was very terrified in the beginning because, as I said, I had a InDesign class in my apprenticeship, and it was basically all like that. It was like, do this and this, and these have these and these elements. You have 30 minutes. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated it. And I was like, this is going to be the exact same way. And then in the beginning, it actually was the exact same way, with the assignment. So I was like, it's going to be a nightmare. But then towards the end, like, I really enjoyed working on the final project, which was like a 5-page newspaper / magazine, something like that. I really enjoyed working on that. I had the time of my life. I was listening to music. I was listening to my podcast. I was doing my nice little design. So in the end, I liked it. But in the beginning, I was a bit terrified. I hate the InDesign under time pressure. I hate it. I don't know why everybody wants me to do that. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't know why they do it under pressure, because if we don't know the program well, it's really difficult. Maybe they just want to like simulate how it works in real life, or you have to change things last minute. But I don't,
Journalism teachers like time pressure.
But the thing is, I realized journalism technically goes against everything I am. Like, I realized I was talking to my colleague at work, and I was like telling her that I like live in and study in Madrid, and she was like, so you go to bed late, or like have you adjusted? And I always think like, no, like I like my sleep, I like my hours. And she was like, and you're doing journalism? And I was like, I know.
I've been ignoring that for years now. Like the having to be spontaneous, having to be flexible, having no sleep, like all of that. I've just been ignoring it. It goes against everything I love in life, but it's fine.
I mean, I feel like it is good. At least like the company I work at and the like topic I'm in, which is culture. Like, I saw my colleagues and the way they were like working with their time and schedule, I felt like it worked. Like, for example, one colleague, she has kids, she does culture as well, and she could work, for example, a lot of the times from home because they send you these like press releases, which you can basically like base the message or report on. I mean, it's great if you go to the press conference or the actual event, but it is possible to like do it from home, or you're at home, you can prepare it, you go to the event, you come back an hour or two later, and you can work from home. So I feel like in this sense, it does work, but I think it really depends on your boss and the topic you're doing. Because, for example, yesterday, I mean, our government is, talking about stuff constantly, and they have these meetings, I guess. I don't know what they're called. And it's insane. It can go for hours and hours and hours until very late at night, and the reporter just has to sit there and listen, because if something happens, they push out a headline, or they have to know, because they're like, we're the agency and we have to cover almost everything because like we have clients and they, want this, blah, blah, blah. So it really depends on the topic. Or like, for example, I went to a court hearing and I just had to sit there for like 4 hours. And in the end, I didn't even write anything because they like kind of postponed it again because of some reasons. So you can't like write anything about it because that hearing was also very technical. There were like 2 experts talking for 2 hours. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
So you just have to go along with that. So I'm curious to see how I'm going to work with that in the future.
Me too. Yeah, so that was that. And then I think we have only design thinking left, right?
That one was very interesting, is what I would say.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I think we were very optimistic.
You gotta go into the semester with like a little bit of like, I don't know how to pronounce this word, naivete.
Oh, that's naivety? I don't know.
Yeah, you naivety? Have to,
British. I don't know. The issue is we thought it was going to be something completely different than it was. And that took me by surprise because this class was something I never want to do in my life. No, I mean, it's not that dramatic. It's just we took
the word design very seriously. No, and it wasn't really about the design.
We took it as it is. You're designing things. But the issue here is that it's like abstract. It's ideas,
Innovation, really like that. Startup culture, that type of stuff.
Exactly. So we were very surprised in the beginning. We were like, what is this? What are we talking about? Like, why are we not drawing? But the teacher was very nice. And she was very, like, passionate, which in the beginning we were like, oh, this is great. Then it went a bit, downhill.
Then she got upset about our lack of passion, I guess.
Well, do you want to explain the whole thing with us being somebody else than she expected?
We can explain it briefly. Basically, she works in engineering. She studied engineering. She mostly works with engineers or, like, engineering students. We were all of us humanities students. So like journalism, audiovisual communication, that type of stuff. Very different people. And I think like very different, our brains work differently. And she walked into this class basically using all of the same methods and the same approach that she had previously used with engineering students, because she previously taught this class with engineering students. And I guess we reacted completely different to everything. I guess, yeah, like we just reacted differently to her approach and not in the way she wanted us to, which took her aback, and some scolding happened. Like, like she was just not really happy with the way we were reacting to what she was giving us. But I think towards the end, she did realize that and she switched her approach a little bit, and the last couple of classes were better. And I think she realized that we were different.
Yeah, it was, I think, the last 2, maybe 3 classes. And I feel like I was saying it the whole time. I was like, she's not realizing that we're different type of students, or not different type of students. We were focused on different fields, maybe. And she was not realizing that. She was not catching on. I was like, you're expecting something from us which we can't give you because that's not who we are. And it wasn't about like being lazy or not going out of our comfort zones, but she was like, literally, this was our comfort zone and we were somewhere here. Like that's what she wanted us to do. Like every class, she would want people to come in the front and talk, which maybe in English I would do, but in Spanish, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to improvise in Spanish. I can't do that. And also in front of a whole class that I don't know, which maybe that might be better. I don't know. And she kept like forcing us to do that. She expected everybody to raise their hand every 2 seconds during the class, which we just, I didn't have anything to say. Like whenever she would ask something, and also to be quite honest, I didn't feel as comfortable saying what I think, because yeah, she was saying like no answer is wrong, but then the way
But
she
there
would,
were.
exactly, like the way she would look at you or react, I think even like subconsciously she probably didn't realize. Then I was like, I don't want to say anything more
I
because
got
I feel
scared for a
stupid.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. But
But in the end, it turned around.
yeah, and she even said it, I think, in the last class that like we
Mm-hmm.
taught her that no class is the same, no students are the same, and that she has to adjust, and maybe the next time she will adjust quicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but that one was fine. We just did a project throughout the entire semester. We presented the project in front of a jury in the end, which was nerve-wracking, but it was fine. We did fine. Like, they were happy with our project. And then we had like one final project, which was just like a written paper and analysis, which was confusing, but I mean, we did fine, I guess. Like, none of us really knew what we were doing, but
yeah,
it was fine. Yeah.
yeah,
So that was like a proper 3-credit class, you know? Thank you.
yeah. I mean, this whole semester was in the spirit of projects, which we were saying
Without guidance.
we wanted it so much the first semester. We kept saying we want projects, we want projects, we want practical things, and now we got them. I mean, the issue wasn't the actual projects. It was just that like everything was at the end, and it was a lot considering how much we've already done like throughout the semester. Like the whole semester was pretty calm, I would say. We had a lot of time to do things, you know, to do our own things, and then in the end it just went pew.
It blew up. Yeah, we were so exhausted towards the end. I mean, you guys know we were talking about it in every single weekly recap.
That's true.
It's fine.
But the issue was also
ahead.
that like after we finally were done with the project, like we were so burnt out, but the exam season hasn't even started. Yeah. So that was like insane. It was really difficult to deal with.
And we did so much practical work, so many projects, and then the exams were still worth 80%, which I will forever complain about.
Me too. I agree. It's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. But all in all, it was good. No? Yeah. I've had worse semesters, I think.
I mean, it's great that we finally had classes actually connected to journalism besides spreadsheets.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's finally getting to a point where it's not just some random like history or philosophy, whatever, and it's actually the classes. I am a bit worried for the future classes because when I was looking at them because of Erasmus learning agreement, I was forced to look at them. I don't like to do that. That's what I said. Like we were talking to a classmate and she's always like, oh, I'm so excited for the next classes. Like I already looked through everything. And I'm like, no, you know, I just finished the semester. I need to relax, not stress with other classes. But because of Erasmus, I was forced to look at that. And I'm a little bit worried, but we're always worried because we don't know.
That's why I don't look at the classes.
Exactly.
I don't look at the descriptions because they terrify me. And they're always way more terrifying than the class then ends up being. Mm-hmm. So I just go to class. And whatever they hit me with, they hit me with. I don't look at the description.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. They also put like freaking literature down at the bottom, which we never even look at. Like it's way too fancy. The class is never that. It's never that fancy.
Yep. So we don't really know what's coming at us, but we still have time before that. We have another semester done. We're halfway through our bachelor.
I'm not even happy at this point.
I'm both. I'm both sad and happy because I mean obviously I'm super happy because I just want to be done with school already. But at the same time I am realizing like now I'm home. But I know I'm going to go back to Madrid. I know I still will have more time to hang out with my friends and to explore the city. But then, like, who knows? Like, if I come back home to the Czech Republic to live here, who knows when I'm going to go back to Madrid? Like, we're not going to be seeing the places every day that we used to see.
I don't want to... It terrifies me.
It's so
like letting
strange.
go of that whole life that we worked so hard on building over there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like our heart, like what's it called? Whatever. I don't know the saying. I don't know sayings, but like we worked so hard on building a life there, and then we're just gonna. I mean, you know, whatever happens, it's not gonna be that life anymore, no matter what we end up doing, and it's so scary.
I don't know. It's just very weird because I have no clue what's in my future, what country, what place, what job. Because I really do want to come home to the Czech Republic because that's where my family is. That's where my childhood friends are. And I can't imagine living without them, but I don't want to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I want my future kids and partner to like be able to see and spend time with my family basically whenever we want and not to have to plan it ahead and blah blah blah. But at the same time, like this country, like I love it, and the more I'm gone, the more I appreciate it. But it's still lacking obviously some things that like Spain or Madrid has to offer and I will never have
Yeah.
here. Like the amount of
Yeah.
sun, weather, just, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It's difficult. But yeah,
We still have time, it's fine.
we do.
What do we talk about here?
I guess.
Have you been watching something? Have you been reading?
I have been reading, but I'm still only like ever since I got back to Switzerland, I've been reading, but it's only been 5 days, so I'm still not done with the book. I'm still reading the Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm loving it, but I'm still not done, so I can't really say anything more about that. I did watch. What did I watch? Oh, I watched a documentary, an Amazon Prime documentary about. It's called Happy Shiny People. I think so. And it's about the Duggars. They're like a family. They had a TLC like reality TV show, and they have 19 kids, and that's what it was all about. And now it's a documentary talking about the church/cult they were in, and all the behind the scenes of that show, basically. And it was super interesting. So I watched that. That was really like well done. And I think that's it. I haven't really had time.
Now that I think about it, I'm not watching anything. Like I really want to do the nice evening with a movie, maybe a glass of wine, but I seriously don't have time because whenever, just like evenings, you know, in general, I realized that the routine we had in Madrid, it's completely gone. And I feel like I don't really have a lot of routine going on here.
No.
Which yesterday my dad complained about me not doing Duolingo enough because, you know, we have the family plan. And so my parents pay for it. And then my dad's like, why am I paying for it if nobody's doing it? And I'm like, you know, I just really don't have time because in Madrid, whenever I would wake up, I would do 15 minutes. And then you have like the extra points, whatever, if you do it in the evening. So I would always also do it at least for 15 minutes in the evening. So I would do at least 30 minutes a day, every day. And here I'm missing so many. Like, thank God I have the plus plan or whatever, because otherwise I would have lost my streak already. Like over the weekend, I went to the cabin very spontaneously. There wasn't a Wi-Fi and I don't have data since mid-June, which is extremely weird. I feel like somebody stole them from me. I don't know. And
you don't have data?
Yeah, but like they were gone so fast and it's impossible. I'm telling you, it's impossible. I don't know
you ran out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe you accidentally had it on when you were home or something like that.
I don't know. It's very strange because it almost never happens to me that I would run out of them completely. Even if I'm in Spain, like almost ever. And here it was like in 2 weeks. And then it told me, oh, you have like one last gigabyte. So I turned off a lot of things. So, you know, I would save it until the end of the month. And literally the next day they said it was gone. And I was like, how the heck is this possible? You know,
that's weird.
So whenever I go, I'm without internet all the time, which is very interesting because it's forcing me to do things.
Hating it. Because I don't have data in this country, right? Because my plan includes every single country except for Switzerland. So it's a struggle. Like it's so weird to me. Like I'll be talking to my friends and like something will come up and I'm like, oh, let me just Google that real quick. Like Even those type of things. Oh no. And that's what I was gonna say. And Be Real. All I do on Be Real is sit at home because that's the only time I have internet. And it's making me really sad because I want to document my summer with the Be Reals.
Same.
And I can't do that.
Same. I can't do that. Like, only if I'm like with my friends or something and they tell me like, oh, it's Be Real. And I'm like, can you give me your data?
Yeah,
please?
yeah. We can have a hotspot real quick. Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah. But what was I saying? Oh, Duolingo.
Right.
So we were at the cabin, and since I didn't have internet for 3 days, I couldn't do it for 3 days, you know? And so I've been doing really poorly with that. With reading, I've been doing kind of well. I'm already reading a second book since I came home. I'm loving them. And I just want to buy new books because my dad, he has this like benefit card that he has from work. And he has some money on it, and I realized I can literally go to my favorite bookstore and pay with the card. And
that's
just like,
insane.
Dad, give it to me, please, so I can go buy books.
God. But didn't you order a bunch?
No, not yet. Because I got a voucher thingy for my sisters for my birthday, but I'm waiting for the sale thing that they always do, and then I'm gonna buy them, I think.
But what's the book you're reading right now?
What is it called? That's a good question. Oh, it's somewhere there on the floor because I'm using the table.
Well then. No
I know what it is called in Czech. I guess in English it would be something like. What is it called? It's like people that are accompanying you. And it's basically, the crazy thing is that the book I read before and the book I'm reading right now are super, like, what is the word? Like, valid to the time now. Not actual, but what's the word?
Yeah, super
up to date? No. There's
relevant?
Yes, super relevant to now, because the previous one was about this like natural catastrophe where this comet or something was like heading towards Earth, and they knew they have like 2.5 months left before it hits the Earth, and like it would destroy everything.
Which is also happening at the moment.
Well, no, but like
in case you didn't know.
With global warming and all the natural disasters. Yeah. And it was about like what you do with your time left, and it was crazy. Like it was so interesting. Like some people were killing people because they knew there were no like consequences, and there was a lot of chaos. But other people were trying to, like be calm, spend time with their families, blah blah blah. So it's really interesting. And the book I'm reading now is about a quarantine. That they're quarantined because there's a virus going on. I was looking at when the book was written, and I think it was 2020. So I guess it was like inspired. And they're like in this quarantine, and they have these like robots that like if you die, then there's like a very short time window where they can like upload your brain or your something, and then they put it in the robot, and the robot is like you technically. And
that's terrifying.
Yeah. And so like it's about that the people, they rent these robots as like a person they could hang out with, stuff like that, and they can leave their houses. So it's really cool. It's really interesting and very relevant, like I said. So I don't know, but maybe the next book, because let me show you now that it's a video. Just open my wardrobe for people who can see. And I have a whole box of books that I bought last year or in the winter. I don't know, maybe even last year. And so whenever I want to read something, I just go into my wardrobe. I open
personal library.
Yeah. And I just like take out something. I'm like, do I want to read this? Do I want to read that?
How nice.
Because it's all books that I haven't read yet,
Right.
And I almost never ran out of.
And Song of the Week, are we doing that?
I mean, we can mention it, but...
Because me personally, I would like to talk about the Noah Kahan.
Okay, so...
I mean, very briefly, I don't have to go on a rant because this is already very long, and I'm the one who's gonna have to edit it. So I don't want it to be long. But I just briefly want to mention Noah Kahan's new album, and by new album I just mean like the extended album of his last album. I am obsessed. He's going on tour. He's going on a European tour. By European tour, he's going to freaking Germany and the UK. It's not really a European tour, but it's okay. I'll let it slide. The usual. I'm obsessed with this album. Specifically, Dal Drunk. No, it's basically just all the new songs. Call Your Mom, No Complaints, You're Gonna Go Far. The View Between Villages, the extended version, obsessed. I don't usually like when people talk in songs, but in this song, I think it adds something to it. I like it. I like how then the final chorus comes in like big after you have these people talking. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Love it, obsessed with it.
Oh,
did you listen to it?
I feel like I have heard some songs. I don't know, because I tell you that I'm not like obsessed with the rest? I don't remember. I feel like I said something about it, but I don't feel like
you just told me. I asked you before it came out. I was like, "Aren't you excited for it?" And you were like, "Oh, not really."
Okay, maybe.
And then
maybe I haven't listened to it like properly, so I will do that.
Amazing. Anything you want to mention?
Let's see. I mean, for June, it's super weird to me, but I have a lot of songs because usually when I'm home, I don't discover new music. I don't know why. Now that I think about it, why wouldn't I? I don't know.
That's so weird. Yeah.
But where is it? I have. Why doesn't it say how many? Wait. I have 28 songs in June.
It's because a lot of new music came out too.
But I do want to talk about one band, maybe specifically.
Okay.
And that is Maroon 5. I feel like something similar happened as with the Young Blood last year. When I knew a couple of his songs, I went to his concert, I became obsessed. And now it happened with Maroon 5 because I went to a festival which was called Prague Rocks, which was crazy. There was, I think, 9 artists, which 2 of them were Czech, and then 7 of them were foreign. It was a whole afternoon of music, but it was so cool because you had an artist coming up after artist, which, when we go to a concert, we're there early, then you have like an hour, hour and a half of their music, and then you leave. And here, it was boom, boom, boom. It was like from 1 p.m. until 11 p.m., basically.
What a dream.
Dad just came in. It was like, do you have school? And I'm like, no, my school finished a month ago. So it was like 10 hours of music, and it was intense. The weather, oh my God, it was insane. We came, it was really warm, but it was like cloudy, so we could breathe. We weren't dying. Then the sun would keep appearing a lot. I was like, please no, it's super warm. I don't want to have, what is it called? The thing where there's a lot of heat, you don't drink water, and then you have something.
Heat stroke?
Yeah. Because obviously we couldn't bring in food and drinks. I did take in 1 small bottle of water, and they even saw it in my hands. They didn't say anything, but it was technically prohibited, so I was very confused about that.
That's weird. Yeah.
And then, you know what? The thing is, I wish you'd be there because I knew you would be with me in the front by the fence, but my friends were
they didn't want to go to the front?
No, they didn't want to. They were like, it's not worth it. We're gonna go here, sit on the grass, blah, blah, blah. But I would stand there for the whole 10 hours by the fence, and they would always come, when the artist would go on, which was basically very unfair because I would be holding the places the whole time.
Oh, you were at the front?
I was. And they would just come whenever the artist would go. I mean, not because it was divided into sections, and I was in the second one, but I was by the fence.
The front of the second one, yeah.
So they were just chilling there. I mean, I was chilling too, just not in the shade and not on the grass. I don't know.
Right.
And
how cool.
Then the sun was fully on display. I was dying for a little bit there, so at least they brought me some beer or something, which was very refreshing. And then it would get cloudy again for James Bay. I was like, here we go. I was so excited to see him again. And after 3 songs, they had to stop the whole thing because the most insane rain would come and like a whole thunderstorm. It was crazy. So we were, and because there were like these construction, what is the material? What is the material? What is construction made out of?
What is construction?
Like the stage and the things with the lights. What the heck? Wait.
Metal?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, because of the lightning.
Yeah. So they would just be like, you just go into open spaces, just hang out there. And we were just standing in the rain like this for 2 hours. We didn't have any umbrella or any raincoats, anything. And it got super cold,
Yeah.
And then after 2 hours, at least, like, they put it back on because it went away.
Okay.
So just James Bay couldn't play anymore because they didn't have time for him. So the other artists could play.
Oh, no.
Which was super sad.
The poor guy.
Which was very sad. But at least he played the song Us. And I've already seen him like 2 or 3 times. And the other artists I haven't. So, at least it was better than...
But sad for him,
Very sad for him.
Yeah.
So then I saw Regan Boneman, Gwen Stefani, Maroon 5, and it was the best thing ever. Because for the last couple of songs, we went with my friends, like, we already wanted to leave, but then they came back for the encore. But they played, like, 4 songs in our encore, which was great.
As they should.
But we were already, like, on the side. And so then we had so much space. We were dancing around. It was beautiful. And I was obsessed
that sounds
with them.
amazing. Yeah, that
really
sounds
nice.
amazing.
And for the price, it's crazy.
Honestly, that's the thing.
Like, I paid as for Louis Capaldi in Madrid. Yeah. I paid the same thing for like 9 artists here. Insane. Blew my mind.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's my music input.
Love it. So, yeah, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed our recap. And we hope you're having a great summer. If you're a student too, we hope you're enjoying this break.
Let us know. I'm super curious about what students or international students are doing over the summer. So if you're listening, you're one of them, please let us know on Instagram. On Instagram? Yes. On Instagram.
Yeah. Or like under the photo dump, maybe.
Yeah. Or if you're listening through Spotify, there will be like a question box where you can answer. So please let us know because I really want to know what other people are doing.
Yeah. Give us your plans, your highlights, what you're looking forward to.
Yes.
Yeah. Hope you have a nice Sunday. Well, I always think nobody listens to this on Sunday. Whatever day it is. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're doing well. Goodbye. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
If you want to get in touch, you can find all of our information in the description below.